Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMEV Reviews, and it's time to take a look at the self-titled debut album from Harry Styles. Let's get to it. This album seems rather unfocused. I mean, whether it's the ballad, soaring style songs like Sign of the Times, or the harder rock songs like Kiwi, or the more country-leaning songs like Two Ghosts, there's not a lot of focus, and he doesn't really establish himself as a solo artist. Everyone knows him from One Direction, knows of his work, and knows of that style of music, and he obviously wanted to take a more rock style approach of that 70s sound. And while a lot of the songs really do work for him, there's just not a lot of focus in this album. And that's probably one of the biggest problems. Everything just kind of scatters itself, and he doesn't really establish himself as an artist. While the solo projects from like Zayn and Nile, they really establish both of them as an individual artist and state their claim. Harry doesn't really do that, I feel. Yes, he has that 70s sound in a lot of songs, but even when he does, just because he has a sound of the 70s, that's a huge mix of sounds. And he can't really, I mean, he does not just dominate the entire 70s sound. There's still like different genres, soft rock, that kind of thing. And so he obviously is trying to lean towards soft rock, but some of the songs still kind of stray from that and gives the album a really unfocused approach. Furthermore, another problem that I honestly have with this album is the production. It seems really clean and and on some of the songs rather awkward in places. It's a very clean production sound, and it doesn't work on some of these songs. That's why personally, when I listen through this album, those harder rock tracks like Kiwi just don't work for me. Songs like Sign of the Times, that clean sound sounds perfect and amazing, and it really works with Harry's voice, but I just don't think that Harry, along with the production style, really works with a song like Kiwi. And I know that's a very big minority of people that think that, but I really think that it just sounds too clean. It doesn't give it that grit and that power that that song could have. And I honestly think maybe hearing that song live would be a little bit different, but on the album I think it just doesn't have that grit that it really needs to just grab someone's attention, because it is a hard-hitting song, or it's trying to be, but it's just too clean and too polished to really sound like that hard-hitting that they're wanting to put across. But as I say this, there are a lot of really interesting and fun lyrics in this album. I really enjoy a lot of the parts of this album because we get songs like Sign of the Times, which I know I keep referring to, but that is honestly an amazing track. It really is. It really works with Harry's voice, and it works with the instrumentation. Everything works on that song. And I can't say that about every song. I think Sweet Creature, while a decent little song, it just doesn't do very much. But Sign of the Times, it really works perfectly. Or a song like Ever Since New York, I really think it works perfectly with his voice, and everything just comes together. Two Ghosts, another song that I think really works with the production style and the instrumentation, and everything comes together right. But some of the songs just don't. Meet Me in the Hallway, I don't honestly feel comes together right. It seems awkward and unbalanced. And that's how I feel a couple of these songs are. Yes, a lot of them are extremely solid tracks, but because of that lack of focus and just the lots of different sounds, some of these songs just really fall flat, whereas some of the songs really just, and especially when you have songs that are so good, like those three specifically that I named, it just really shines a light on the ones that are a little weaker and don't do as much. I realized I got on a little tangent there. I was talking about the lyrics, but the lyrics honestly work really well. As I said, Sign of the Times. It has really interesting lyrics, and just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times, and I really enjoy that line, and a lot of the statements that he makes throughout that song. And even on Two Ghosts, I hear, when he says, we're just two ghosts standing in the place of you and me, I honestly really like that, because while it's probably the concept is nothing new, it's an interesting way to put it, and it's refreshing to hear, and I do like it. I think Harry just really works on those songs where he can soar, and ironically, he does in the Sign of the Time music videos. But I honestly think that those kinds of sounds are what he's best at. Not songs like Kiwi, which, as I said, I know a lot of people don't agree with, but Kiwi or Woman, those are just a little harder tracks, and I honestly feel like it doesn't quite work for him. It just he seems to be a little dissonant from it. He seems to be, whether it's he just is much more personal in those soaring songs, or it's just it doesn't quite work for his voice. And I honestly think he does have a good voice, just not in that style of music. It's not that he's lacking the charisma. I honestly think that he's got that charisma to pull off those kinds of songs, but it just doesn't really work. And it's kind of hard to articulate. I just think that his style, his vocal style specifically, just doesn't really work in those kinds of songs. And it's an unfortunate thing because along with the just unfocused music styling, it just provides a lot of weak tracks and a lot of tracks that are really clearly bad when in comparison to these really, really good tracks. Overall, though, it is still a good album, and I honestly think that it just, if he was a little more focused in both style and in what really works for him, it would be a really good album. It seems like he's not playing to his strengths as well as he could. And I know that as a critic, I'm probably in the minority that feels that songs like Kiwi and Woman just don't work very well. But I just think that his voice doesn't work for that, and he is much better on those slower tracks. I still like the album, and it was still good. And honestly, I think that from a critical point of view, lyrically and musically, it's much more interesting. And so it's going to get a better rating than Niall's album did, even though personally I do actually enjoy Niall's album more. I think it had more focus and had a little more fun with itself, and I enjoyed it a lot. But we're not talking about Niall's album. You can check out my review though. But yeah, I honestly think this album is still really good, and I do enjoy it. It just has a couple shortcomings. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Here's another catch-up video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yes, it's a little late, and I know it's a little rushed. This is probably going to be a shorter video. Coming down with something. My voice has been kind of giving out, so I'm trying to go through it as quick as I can, but I still wanted to get this album review out. So I hope you guys liked it. What did you guys think of this album? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Please let me know. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later.